Hey guys, what's going on here? Rooftop Graphics. Today I'm gonna show you just how to make a simple cover art. I'm gonna try and get this video around 10 minutes. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube. They're 25, 30, 45 minutes long. Nobody wants to watch a video that long, especially if you know what you're doing inside of Photoshop. If you're a little bit more experienced, this is probably a better video for you. I'm gonna try and just throw as many tips and tricks and things I've learned in my past couple years with making cover arts, and just some experience things. I'll try and express my creative thinking as much as I can. It's hard to do that while creating it and talking, and so without further ado, let's get into it. I just did this tutorial. I remade this cover. This is the original. This is the one I just made of it. Didn't hit record on my screen recorder, so now we're going in for a third time making this cover. I should have it down to a T now. So we are going to create a new document here. Just loads. There we go. 3000 by 3000 is what I work with. That's the maximum quality streaming platforms allow. I just like to make sure my work is as high quality as possible. First thing we're going to do here is we're going to bring in this golden bell. This is the main image, and right away, just looking at it, I made everything in PNG already, so I can save you guys some time just going through Google looking for the right images. And from the last video too, I could tell that this wasn't centered properly, so I'm gonna rasterize it. I'm gonna create a layer mask, and I'm gonna just click on the PNG here, and I'm gonna delete it. I'll delete. Command I, and then I'm gonna apply the layer mask. And then that will, it's not gonna be the whole document now. So now we can center it. See, I moved you over just a little bit. And then I'm just gonna move this right there. So then next thing we're gonna put in is we're gonna add in these little angels in the background, and we're just gonna put these behind this big bell here. So I'm gonna duplicate it, and then I'm gonna flip it horizontal. And then that's gonna give it that little mirrored effect. It's almost gonna look like Culture 1 more Culture 2. I don't know, the doves really give it that culture feel, as well as the golden bar and the title that really gives it a nice touch with the golden bells, golden chain, golden whatever, you know. Next thing we're gonna add in is this PNG of a dove, and we're just going to put that on top of. And then we're going to shrink it. So to shrink it here on the center point here, I'm doing Shift Alt, and then that's gonna, Shift is gonna keep it to proportion, and Alt is gonna keep it off that center line. So when you do them both together, it's gonna shrink it, keep it centerized, and it shrinks it faster. It's gonna do the same thing we did before, and then we're gonna create a group here, and just to center these faster, we'll go with that. And I'm gonna make this black just so I can see a little bit more detail. So the next thing we're gonna add in is gonna be this gold chain, and I gotta skew this and line it up and everything right, so I'm just gonna fast forward through this part. I'm back. I'm done doing that. That was a little bit quicker than I thought it would be. I'm just gonna select all of these and just group them and title. So next thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna add in this leather couch type background thing. And so your background is always gonna be a big hit or miss here. If I would just keep this just black, it's boring, it's flat, there's not a lot of depth to it, you know, it looks kind of amateur. By adding in this little couch leather button, whatever you want to call it, texture, it gives it a little bit more depth, gives it a little bit more something, make it look a little bit more realistic, and that's always gonna be a big hit or miss on your covers. If you can incorporate something like film scratches or paper textures or grunges, anything to give your cover a little bit more texture and make it look more three-dimensional, that's gonna be a big advantage of your competition, because it'll look better. I don't know, that's just what I've learned in my past couple years. I have a full GFX pack filled with over 150 film scratches, paper textures, grunges, stickers, overlays, brushes, everything that I've used and I still use is going to be included in that GFX pack. It's only $15. You can direct message me on Instagram, or you can drop a comment, shoot me an email. Probably Instagram is going to be the easiest way to reach me though. I check my DMs every hour. ROOFTOPGFX. There'll be a link for it in the description. And I'll give you a little sneak of GFX pack looks like right now. Here's a bunch of textures. You got some plastic wraps, stickers, whole bunch of stickers, film scratches. I use every single one of these film scratches all the time. They give it a really nice look. I love film scratches. I used them every single cover back in my early days, and that really helped me grow a lot. I'm starting to transition over into paper textures and like plastic wraps now. I'm finally growing up out of the film scratch stage, but they're still a trend. People are still using them. People still love them. If you didn't catch what I was doing there while I was talking, I created a black background, and then I added a layer mask, and I just clicked out to give it a vignite. There's probably an easier way to do that. This is how I do it. So the next thing we're gonna add in here is the title, and so everything going on in this this centerpiece is focused on like gold, a little bit luxury look with the angels and the doves. So I want the title to match that vibe. Sorry. I want the title to match that vibe. I want the title to have a golden luxury look. So I'm gonna go with Times New Roman, and I'm just gonna put on this bevel emboss with a little bit of glow, and it's gonna give it a nice, like, it's a golden bar, you know, like a bar of gold. It's gonna give it a really nice clean look, and it's gonna match the feel of the whole rest of the cover. So I'm gonna start by caps lock the, and then on the next line, jingle. And the reason I do them on two different lines is to keep that center balance. Everything going on in this cover is focused on the middle. I want to keep it in line. I want to have a lot of consistency. So then I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna put a little bit more space in between these. So then for this this bevel emboss here, I'll show you. I'm just gonna make it, we'll go a little bit lighter. Okay, so you're gonna go effects, bevel emboss, obviously. And then inner bevel, chisel hard. I'm gonna bold this whole thing too. So your depth here, this is gonna apply how deep the line is. Once you get to a certain point, it really doesn't do anything. So but your size, you're gonna want all the way up. Once it gets to the middle, it kind of soften. You want all the way down. That's gonna give it a little bit of a blur. You want it to have a hard chisel. And then the lighting here, and you can just copy these settings too. This is usually, I usually don't adjust them a lot. Sometimes I'll adjust the lighting though, depending on what the global lighting is with the rest of the cover. It's gonna be this one right here in the middle here. This one, personal preference. Highlight mode, shadow mode, you can leave that. Next thing we're gonna add is an inner glow, and I have this set up for my last one, so you can just you can kind of see it gives it a little bit of more of a shine, kind of. And then we're gonna put an outer glow on it too, and that's gonna same thing here, just give it a little bit more shine. Alright, so now that we have the title done, we're gonna add in I'm just gonna add in this parental advisory. I like to use the one from Wikipedia. I have it bookmarked up here on top, and it having a lot of consistency with your parental advisory, your fonts maybe. You want to stay kind of the same with your covers, but have a little bit of diversity in them, so that when a client reaches out to you, they know what to expect. They know what your work is, they know what you're capable of, and they know what to expect when you send it back to them, what it's gonna look like, or like have an idea. Like if you're a cartoon guy and you send them like a picture like this, they're gonna be all confused, you know. So you want to have a lot of consistency with all of your work. So like I use a lot of film scratches. I'm just gonna shrink this a little bit and space it out, and then make it a little bit taller. Maybe move it up just a little bit and put it. So then we're gonna add in the artist name here. D Whisper is gonna be the feature here, so his name can be a little bit smaller. And then I'd go through and adjust it, make it everything. Like I'd move this up, but I hope we gave you a good idea of what I do during my covers, what my thought process is, something. If you want me to make it a little bit more detailed tutorial, drop a comment. I hope you learned something, a little tips and tricks watching me work. I also have speed arts available on my channel. You can watch. You can see a little bit more of my workflow and some background of what I just did. You can kind of see like what I'm talking about with consistency and everything. If you're an artist and you want to work with me, my prices are cheap. I usually have a pretty quick turnaround. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, drop a like, Comment if you have any questions or anything, and I'll see you in the next video.